All right, so welcome to Intro to Art / Ethnic Studies. Today's April 28th. Make sure that you have a paper, pencil, and an eraser for your tasks. Again, make sure to attend office hours if you have any questions. Let's do our little stress check. So go ahead and type into the chat box how you're feeling. Maybe it changed from the morning, maybe it's the same. I doing that every single time, and I'm not even sure. It just jumps. Okay, I'm just gonna use that's how I'm feeling. If yours changed, go ahead and put that into the chat box. All right, so today's objective will be to, okay, you're at a 3. All right, I think it went down because earlier I think you had it at a 4. So today's objective is that you will know that connecting a series of simple geometric shapes can create a complex or organic object. We're going to know the difference between geometric and organic shapes. And then you're going to know that lines can indicate perspective via overlapping. So before we do that, let's look at our do now. So this is our do now. This is the picture that we are focusing on. So the first question is, what do you see in the art piece? Describe it. When I ask you guys to describe it, I want you to tell me what exactly is it that you see. So in this picture, for example, you might describe that you see 2 people. You might say, who do you think they are? Like, do you think they're related? What do you think about them? I want you to tell me, what do you see? Maybe like in this case, what do you see in his hand? What do you see in the background? Give me a good description with details about what's going on. Maybe tell me about the colors they use. The facial expressions, are they happy? Are they sad? Are they upset? That's what I mean when I tell you to describe it. For question number 1, I want you to tell me as many details as possible about this picture. For question number 2, how does this artwork make you feel? What do you think of it? How do you like it? Tell me, what do you think? I want you to be a critic. And okay, good. So I saw that you said the farmer and his wife. Good. So I want you to tell me, how does it make you feel? Is it something you like? Is it something you don't like? Is it something that you're like, it's okay? But I want you to tell me, how does it make you feel? Maybe it makes you feel uncomfortable. Maybe it makes you feel happy. Maybe it reminds you of something. So something I want to do this time, because I realized I haven't really told you guys about these paintings. Last time, I think we did a Starry Night, but this time we're talking about this painting, and it's called the American Gothic. That is the name of the painting, American Gothic. It is a 1930 painting by Grant Wood. So the artist's name is Grant Wood, and he did this in 1930. So that was a long time ago. That was about 90, well, it was 90 years ago. So this was created 90 years ago. We're in the year 2020. So 1930, that's 90 years. And it is in the collection of the Art Institute of Chicago. So if you want to see it in person, you would have to travel to Chicago to see it at the Art Institute. So this is actually, and I've seen this for years, and I've always thought that it was a farmer and his wife. But upon doing some research, I learned that it's actually a farmer and his daughter. And usually it's assumed that it is his wife. Most people think it's his wife, but it's actually a farmer and his daughter. So I just thought that was an interesting take on this, because again, I thought it was his wife, just based on the fact that
Me too.
Yeah, like it's a woman and a man, so we automatically come to that conclusion. And they don't look too far in age, like too far.
No, they don't.
Right? Like they look pretty similar, but now that I look, I'm like, okay, well, she doesn't have as many wrinkles as he does. So maybe that's some type of indicator. And then his hair, like has that receding hairline. She doesn't seem to have any gray hairs, so I don't know. But okay, so Victor, your question is what happened to the wife? Who knows? She may be doing something in the household. Maybe she's the one who took the picture. Maybe she's not in the picture. Maybe something happened to her. Maybe she passed away. Maybe she's in the kitchen. Maybe she's at work. Maybe we don't know. And that's kind of what's cool about these art pieces, is that you can make up your own story. You can decide what is going on without anyone really telling you. You can make up your own story. Okay, so you said she might be dead. That's maybe what you're thinking. I'm thinking, right? Like if it's a camera, but the fact that you're thinking, I like how we have different opinions, but that's what art is about. It's about getting people talking and thinking their opinions. Miss Ross, what do you think?
Um, I, I think maybe she took the picture. They look so serious and so like everything's just going wrong in their life.
Which American Gothic, which implies
Yeah,
things are dark. Yeah, maybe they're, or maybe like Victor, and maybe Victor is the right one. Maybe that she's dead, and that's why they look so sad and upset.
yeah.
So that's, I know they're also wearing dark colors. So we don't know, but that's what art is about. You make your own interpretation. All right, so today's lesson is going to be on the spring tulip. It is spring right now, and Mother's Day is coming up, so if you decided to do a drawing or something for your mom for Mother's Day, maybe you can do a bouquet of spring tulips. So we're going to draw our own version of a spring tulip bouquet using tips and tricks provided. The point is to draw at least 3 flowers and then add something to make your art unique. You might, even though at the end we're only going to do this, I still want you to do about 3 flowers and then add something to make yours unique. You might add the stems, make them really long, and add a ribbon. You might make a vase. Add little details to make it unique to you, and that's something that we'll work on. Now the vocabulary for today is high contrast shading. So that's when there's a large difference between light and dark values in an artwork. Fewer midtones, meaning there's a lot of dark parts in your drawing and there's a lot of light parts. There's not a lot of in the middle. So notice here that there's a lot of parts that are really dark and there's parts that are really light. There's not that much in the middle, like that middle color. So that's what they mean by a large difference between dark and light values. That's called high contrast shading because they shade. Now overlap, that's when one thing lies over or partly covers something else. So if I have my hand here and this, or if I have my hand and then I put this above it, notice it overlaps. This hand is covering my other hand a bit. That's overlapping. All right, so our very first step, and let's see how my tool does today. Hopefully it doesn't glitch as much as it likes to do sometimes. Okay. So the first step is we're gonna start with the circular shape. I'm not gonna do it too big on my paper because I wanna make sure I leave room for 3 flowers, and then it said something about including a vase if I wanted to. So I'm just gonna draw my circle. And you know what, I know I always use red because that's the automatic go-to color. For this one, I kind of wanna do, maybe I'll do a purple today.
Purple instead. Purple instead.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But yeah, I'm gonna use purple instead today. And then let's look at our second shape. So now we're gonna add a cone hat.
Like a party hat.
Like a party hat, exactly. We're gonna add our cone hat. So it looks like a head with a party hat. And now they want you to erase the upper part of the circle, not the upper part of the cone, just the upper part of the circle. So the point is that it's supposed to look like a raindrop. So you're supposed to erase this part right here that I'm showing you right now, that portion. That's what you erase. I'm gonna go ahead and redo it without, since I can just freehand that. So your shape should look like something like that. Now we're gonna add another raindrop and draw this one at an angle. So instead of drawing it straight, you're gonna draw it kind of to the side like that. Just know that once you draw it, you do have to erase those dotted lines. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and draw it freehandedly. I'm gonna go like that, and then I'm gonna go this way. So something you might do is you might go ahead and if you draw it like this, then you're gonna go ahead and take your eraser and you're gonna erase this part. So that way this, this part is completely empty. Now you're gonna go ahead and add another raindrop, but notice I have it, or as we call it, another raindrop. Notice that they put it dotted, and it's not so that you make it dotted, it's so that you know that if you do the whole raindrop, that's something you have to erase. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw mine.
Mm-hmm.
So if you draw it like this, you're gonna take your eraser and you're gonna erase this part. So it should look something like that, just a lot nicer. Now you're gonna add 2 points. So this is your base, right? You have like the main part of your shape, but now we're gonna add little details and we're gonna add a few more petals here. Notice I add 2 points, like 2 other little cones right there. And now we're gonna add the curved lines for what are called pistils. I didn't know that was the name of them. We're gonna do that. And they kind of look like antennas coming out of your flower. Just like we did that with the other flower that we had made with the, I think it was with the rose. We're gonna add a base, a stem base. It's like this. It shouldn't be too big. It shouldn't be too small. And then we go ahead and add our 2 lines for the stem. Now, if you've seen a tulip in real life, they have these leaves that are long and straight like this one. So we're gonna go ahead and add. And then they go ahead and shade it. So with the side of your pencil, and I can't really do that with this tool, but you would go ahead and color it in. Some slides darker, some lighter. If I were to do it on here, it would look incredibly messy, but just something like that. But with your pencil, make it dark. You might want to do some shading here. Some shading on this one. Maybe you might make this not too dark. This is a little bit lighter. Color that in lightly. Okay. And now this is where we go back to what the instructions were. And the instructions were to draw at least 3 of these flowers and then to add something to make your art unique. So I'm gonna go ahead and redo mine, and not because I'm not happy with this one, but mainly because I wanna make sure, again, with this tool, it can be a bit challenging. But I'm gonna actually add a base to mine, and the way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna add the circle part at the bottom, like that, and erase like any little lines there. And then I'm gonna make a vase. Okay, and I'm gonna put my flowers there, but I wanna make it a lot nicer and neater, so I'm gonna start mine over. Keep working on yours though. And then once you're done, let me know.
50. Almost. What? There we go. Go. There we go. There we go.
Show you what's next. So like always, make sure to complete your do nows, not just for today, but for Thursday. And then it's to submit a picture of your assignment before Thursday. So for this one, for you specifically, Victor, I already got it because you showed it to me, so I'll give you credit on that. But if anyone is watching this at home, make sure you submit that on Schoology.